Okay, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So, hello everyone. My name is Nursyabana as a moderator for today. And then we have a keynote speaker that is Sir Naufal Nursyabana that will present about genetic engineering in plants. So, Sir Naufal, the time is yours, so you can start the presentation.
Okay, thank you, Nola, for the opportunity. First of all, let me share my screen first. Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Not yet, sir.
Yes, now we can see your.
Okay, thank you. Okay, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mohamad, and I'm here to explain about the genetic engineering in plants. I'm so sorry if there's any noise in the background. It's currently raining cats and dogs outside, so yeah, it's a bit loud. Okay. Okay, so first is about the definition of the genetic engineering in plants. So the genetic engineering itself means that it is a technology that involves inserting certain DNA into the genome of an organism. So to produce a genetic modified plant, a new DNA, which the specific DNA that we want into a plant cell. And it is usually the growth of the cell that have been implemented by the new DNA itself are then grown in the tissue culture, where they will be developed into new plants. And when they develop into new plants, the seed from that plant and then will inherit the new DNA, so that the seed will bearing the new traits that we already inserted in that DNA to the plant. Okay, so the next is that the types of the genetic engineering in plants. The first is by using the microbial factors. This is considered as the natural ways to modify the genetic of the plant, because we utilize the Agrobacterium tumefaciens to modify the plant DNA. So this specific bacteria in the nature, they used to attack the plants. They get into their cell, and then they inserted their DNA toward the plant cell, so that the plants will grow a tumor. Scientists and then figured out that what happened if we take out that DNA that causing tumors in plant, and we insert it with DNA that we want the plant becomes. So in the process, and the next is the projectile, by using the projectile bombardment. So this step is more modern and more straightforward, because we collect the DNA that we wanted, that we desired toward we collect the DNA first, and then we insert it into the particle gun, and then we bombard it with the particle gun toward the plant cell. So the plant cell will inherit the DNA we are already inserted toward it. Okay, so for the process, as I already mentioned before, in the natural ways, or utilize the Agrobacterium tumefaciens method, we inserted the desired DNA into the bacteria, and then we introduced that already recombinant recombinant DNA of the bacteria into the plant cell, and the bacteria after that will do its work, because yeah, what they do is they live there and inserting, and then the plants receive that DNA, and yeah, the rest is history and become the new genetic modified plant. And for the particle gun method, we collect the desired DNA and then cock it into the particle gun, and then we insert it into the plant cell, so they will be what do you say, they will be processed it by themselves, so they will produce the GM plants after they develop into the new plants. Okay, so the next and the last one is for the example of the genetic engineering plants. The first is the golden rice. The golden rice itself is a rice that has been modified with the daffodil gene to have more beta carotene in it, which which has more vitamin A's in it. And as you can see from this picture, it's not really clear, is it? But as you can see, the golden rice one, that's why it's called golden rice, because it has more beta carotene in it. So the color is slightly altered, not white anymore, just like a golden colored like. Okay, so that's the first example. And the next is BT corn. It is a corn that has been modified by bacterial insecticide gene so that it produces insect toxin within its cells. So we can say that this one has an inert protection toward the pests, so they will stand resilient toward hama and making the farmer yield more crops. Sorry. And that's all I can explain to you guys. And if you have any question, we can discuss. And back to you, Nola.
All right, thank you, Sir Naufal, for the great presentation. And so we next into the Q&A session, and I will divide it into two sessions. The first, there are three questions, and then for the second, there are two questions. So for the participant that will to ask, please raise your hand. All right, so the first we have Anya Yasmin.
Okay, thank you, Nola, and thank you, Naufal. Thank you, Sir Naufal, for the presentation. I want to ask, will we get sick by consuming this product, or is there any side effect by consuming it?
All right. So, Sir Naufal, you will answer it directly or keep it first?
I think it's better to give it first. Yeah, I think it's good to give it first, yes.
All right. For the second question, we have from Teriskiana Mira.
Okay, thank you, Nola, for the opportunity, and thank you, Sir Naufal, for the great presentation. I want to ask, what is the benefit of the genetic engineering in the plant outside of the agriculture fields? Can you get my question?
Yes, Ms. Rizkia, loud and clear.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, the last we have Terahil Nufilha.
Thank you for letting me to ask a question, and thank you for Sanova for the great presentation. And I want to ask, what are the pros and cons of using the genetic engineering in plants? Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you. So we will wait for all to answer the question.
Yeah, okay. I will I will answer Agnia's question first. So, so is there any side effect of consuming the genetic modified plant product? And the answer is I looked it up. I do a bit some research in the internet regarding this, but currently the answer is mixed. The answer is really mixed. There's some people said, some research said that it will not have any effect on you, and others research also stated that yeah, it has some effect on you. So based from that, I think it will have effect, not in the not in the not not right now, but in the long run. The effect will be taken effect in the when I don't know, when you are consume the genetic modified product for like tens or maybe 20 years later on, it will take effect. But yeah, currently the studies said that it may or may not affect you. So yeah, there's the answer. Is that clear enough, Miss Agnya?
Yes, very clear, Sir Naufal. Thank you.
Okay, next I would like to answer what is the benefit of the genetic engineering in plants outside the agriculture field. So currently in the international state right now, there is the malnutrition and hunger issue. So there is this article that I found that it suggests that we use the genetic engineered plant to make it have more nutrition in it. For example, it could be have more has vitamins, have more zinc and others benefit nutrition for our body. So yeah, it could be used for the to save the world hunger. And the next that I found, it could be also introduced into the to prevent invasive species invasive uh, invasive pests like hama, so that so so it could be introduced into the wild, and then to prevent that invasive species from growing up more. Yeah, so that is for the environment, and that's all I can find. Ms. Riz, yeah, is it clear enough?
Yes, it's clear. Thank you, Sir Naufal.
Okay. And the next and the last one is I would like to answer Miss Philhap's question. So what are the pros and cons of using genetic engineering in plants? The pros of using it is that it may contain, as I said before, it may contain more nutrition more nutrition, and it is also easier to grow with less pesticide because we can modify it to withstand hama, and it is usually cheaper to produce because you don't need fertilizer. You need fertilizer, but it doesn't consume more fertilizer. It consume less fertilizer than the convenience plant. And for the controversy itself, that it is stated that it could be altered our eating habits. Like, we don't know what will happen with the DNA that we are insert toward the product. So yeah, the result could be vary. And also, in rare cases, it may also trigger allergic reaction in for some people. Yeah, so that is for the pros and cons. I hope it's clear enough, Miss Wilha.
Yes, it's clear. Thank you, Sir Nova.
You're welcome. And back to you, Nola.
All right, thank you. So we open the second session. Who would to ask, please raise your hand. All right, first we have Julianita.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Nola, for the opportunity, and thank you, Sir Naufal, for the presentation. But I just curious, previously you said that the genetic modification plants require less fertilizer than the conventional plant. So it means that the genetic modification plants is better than the conventional plants or not? Thank you.
All right, and the second we have Teresa. Please.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Nola, for pointing me out. And then thank you also for Sir Naufal for your amazing presentation. But however, I would like to ask about, is there any concern or is there any impact to the environment regarding to this genetic engineering? And if so, can you please mention about what is the impact to the environment? Thank you so much. I hope my question is clear.
All right, thank you for the question, and we will wait for Sir Naufal to answer it.
Okay, so I will answer Miss Yuli question. So hang on, wait. Where's my note? Where's my note? There it is. Okay, so is it better than the conventional plan, the GM variant one? And the answer is nutrition. It depend on what we change in that plant. So for example, if we change the trait of the plant to be have more nutrition, then it will be better in term of nutrition. And in term of resistant toward pest And yeah, of course, it will be more better in term of resistant toward pest and stuff like that. But nutrition wise, if you are not messing with the nutrition, uh, it is all the same. It is the same. So yeah, it depend on what you change toward that plants. Is that clear enough, Miss Yuli?
Yes, it's clear. Thank you for the answer.
Okay. Okay, and last, I would like to answer Ms. Riza's question. So, concerning with the environment, the, the biggest possibilities that could happen um, when the GM genetic modified plants getting introduced or suddenly released into the wild, it could be dangerous for the diversity of that environment, because if that happen, the same plants that is in common with the GM plants, it will share their DNA toward the wild relatives plant, so it will kill the biodiversity in that for that plants in that area. And also, uh, it is dangerous for the stability of the gene itself, because if we cultivate it by ourselves in the a observable location or condition, so we can know if something happened with there is a mutation or something happened with that plants. If we introduce them into the wild, or into the outside that observable location or condition, we cannot observe it, and anything could happen in terms of the mutation. So to prevent, and it could be dangerous also for not only the biodiversity of that plant itself, it could be also dangerous for the species um, that benefit that plants, like the insects or other animal that eat that plants. Yeah, so that's it. That's all I can find up to that. So I hope it's clear enough, Ms. Riza.
Yes, sure. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, and back to you, Miss Nola.
Thank you for Sanoval for the great presentation, and have to answer the question for participants.